In today's episode, we take a look at 4 games I've been playing this week on the Steam Deck. What's up, everyone? It's Michael from the Nation 80 podcast. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with what Rodney and I are posting, and smash the like button to support the channel for future content. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so first up we have Borderlands 2, which was originally released in September 17th, 2012, and was published by 2K and developed by Gearbox. Borderlands is a first-person shooter-looter with a deep story and co-op. Now, this game picks up from the second one as it sees you as a vault hunter looking to unlock the secrets of the living planet Pandora. You'll be introduced to brand new characters with new skills and abilities, and as I mentioned before, it does have online 4-player co-op play. Now, this feature above anything else is what I loved about this game back in the day. It's what got my cousins and I playing together from across the country, across the world, and we would spend hours playing this online until the midnight hours of the day. Now, this game is categorized as playable, but it runs great on 60 frames per second, and it will cost you about 20 gigabytes of space on your hard drive. You can currently pick it up for $19.99 on Steam. Okay, next up we have Wolfenstein: The New Order. Released in May 19, 2014, this was developed by Machine Games and published by Bethesda Softworks. Now, this game is a reimagined first-person shooter from the original Wolfenstein 3D, and it is an amazing game. And typically with the Wolfenstein games, they're World War II era settings, but this is not your typical remaster where it is set in World War II. Its main backdrop is actually the 1960s America, where the Nazis have actually taken over. So I guess kind of think The Man in the High Castle if you ever watched that show. Now, just like the classic game, this game does a lot to introduce you into fast-paced shooting, as well as having a great, well-written story and just great cinematics. This game is verified on Steam and runs buttery smooth at 60 frames per second. Now, Wolfenstein will take up about 50 gigabytes of storage, and it's priced at $19.99 on Steam. Alright, to follow that trend of remasters, we have Doom. Now, this game originally was released on May 12, 2016 by Bethesda Softworks and was developed by ID Software. And if you're an old head like me, you've played Doom, the original Doom. Just like with Wolfenstein 3D, there's some of the legendary games that got us into first-person shooters. Now, what sets this game apart from even Wolfenstein is that it is fast-paced action. And just like in the 90s, this sets the bar for fast, brutal, gory fun that makes games like Halo seem slow. And I guess you could say this is almost kind of like an arcade experience, even though it does have a story to it. Now, Doom is verified on Steam, but it still runs great at 60 frames per second. Now, this does have a heavy download size of 55 gigabytes, and is priced again at $19.99 on Steam. Alright, so saving the best for last, we have God of War, which was an original PlayStation game. This was released last year, actually, January 14th, 2022. Published, of course, by PlayStation and developed by Santa Monica Studio. Now, just like with the other games, at least the last 2 games, this is kind of a remaster or a reworking of the God of War series, where we see an older Kratos now with a son as he tries to maneuver this dangerous world in the Norse mythology. While not a first-person shooter, this is a third-person action-adventure that has brutal and fast-paced action. And to go with that, we also have these beautiful, beautiful set pieces, and then great, great voice acting. Now, this game is verified on Steam Deck, but you'll be hard-pressed to get this to work at 60 frames per second on your actual device. 30 frames, though, is what I usually go for on these types of action-adventure games, and it looks just perfect. Now, God of War does have a large download size of 70 gigabytes, so just beware of that. And it will cost you $49.99 on Steam. Alright, that'll do it for today's episode. As always, check us out on all the social media platforms you have. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you really enjoyed the video, smash that like button. I'm your host, Michael. Keep your imagination up, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.